Put in my disclaimer first. I don't want nobody trying to sue me.
You just drinking tonight?
Yeah, Hi, everybody, and welcome to Talk to Rozay, Season 2, Episode 2. The name of this show is Nursing Shift with Rozay and Friends. So, on this show, we talk about everything going on in the world, good, bad, raggedy, and wonderful. That's what we do on here. And I wanted to thank all my continuous guests that tune in every Wednesday and everybody that come in that's new, that may like it and may want to start watching it every Wednesday also. So welcome you guys. And if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe and share. Like, subscribe, and share. So first I'm going to have my guest introduce herself tonight. And what is your name, ma'am?
Hi, my name is Shanae.
Hi, Shanae.
Hi, I'm a nurse. I'm an LVN, currently in school for my RN with a bachelor's in science.
Good. I know that's a hard program to do.
Yes.
How much?
Done, though.
Yeah, how much longer do you have, Shanae?
I'll be done in June.
Oh, yes. So that'll be here in no time. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so I didn't make no drink tonight, everybody. I'm just drinking some regular Stella Rosa. I think it's Moscato Diassi wine because I'm in Big Bear, so I didn't have time to be making no drinks out here.
Okay.
Are you drinking, Shanae?
No.
Yeah, I'm celebrating my son's 5th birthday. I should be having a stiffer drink for him, but I'll stick with the wine. Okay, so we're going to get right into the hot topics. I'm going to let y'all see this, and then y'all let me know what y'all think about it. And tell me if y'all remember this story. I'm just going to let y'all see it. Hold on. I hate that it does that.
Have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face?" And he's holding a brick, and all these niggas is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and then they're all just watching, and they let that nigga get in a corner. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women?
So do y'all in the comments remember this this girl? I remember this all the way. Do you remember that story, Shanae?
I remember that. I saw that. I felt really bad for her. I was so mad when I saw that today.
Okay, so
I think I sent you one. Yeah, like the whole thing was a damn lie. Like, why would you go that far?
Why would you go that? But this it still kind of don't make sense. The only thing that I really dislike about it is that she did that GoFundMe and raised raised $42,000. That's why I barely like donated to GoFundMes, because it be people that be faking, messing it up for the people that really need help. So the police are saying that it was a lie because they went, while she was doing all this, and they went back to go look at the cameras from the club. So when and they talked to the best friend that was with her, well, friend that was with her, and she said that they got into a Uber, and that the Uber driver did hit her with a water bottle though. But I'm like, what kind of water bottle did he hit her with? Was it frozen?
That do all of that.
Did it have cement in it or something? What kind of water bottle did he hit her with that her whole side of her face was swollen up? So that's the part I don't understand is why is she being charged if she really did get hit with a water bottle? But it's like, what was in that water bottle?
Exactly. So, well, too, I don't know if you saw the clips from that night. Like other people was like posting like the incident that happened. Like she's talking about what the guy did to her, but like the videos that people had of the situation was like she was wilding out too.
I did see that.
She was wilding out on the guy. So I don't know. You know, I wasn't there. I don't know. But if this is true, like that's fucked up that she really went through all of that and then.
I just don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It kind of makes sense why nobody was doing nothing, because it was like if she got hit in her face with a brick, why is it nobody on there that's helping this girl?
Yeah, I don't know. The videos I saw, she was wilding.
She was. So I was like, they gonna have to give us more details on this, because she still did get hit with a bottle of a water bottle. We don't know what was in the water bottle, but a water bottle, because it had to be something hard inside of that water bottle. It had to be.
Yeah, you would have thought she got hit with a brick.
Like really a brick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I said. It had to be frozen.
She got hit with a brick. I think she said like they threw.
She said she said the guy hit her with a brick because she didn't want to talk to him. Remember?
Yeah.
So she's being charged, but I think if she got hit with the water bottles, I mean, y'all got to tell us what was inside that water bottle, because she still, to me, I would have been acting like that too. I don't think nobody in this world would have did that. Like whatever she got hit with was super hard. I don't. Like, did she think she got hit with a brick and it was his fist? Like, it's something don't add up. It don't add up.
I don't know. The way her face was swole up.
Her face was so swole up. So she got that $42,000, and I think the police is mad now. Like, y'all got to tell us something, because that girl got hit in her face with something. So this is Carla. Hold on.
What are they saying she lying about though? Like, she's being charged for lying.
Hey, Carla.
Hey, what is that, Shanae? Hey, Shanae.
How are you?
I'm good.
The gang is all back.
I know, right?
The Country Villa gang. Country Villa.
TV.
We was talking about the girl, Carla. I don't know if you've seen it a couple of months ago, that said she got hit in the face with a brick after the club.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, they said that they charging her now because she was lying.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't have really an opinion. She shouldn't have been lying. Girl, I seen her face. It was a mess. But it's been so long ago about that happening. But I'm like, she shouldn't have been lying. I don't know about she should go to jail, but she should get some kind of repercussions.
But the thing is, she really did get hit in the face. Not with a brick. They saying it was a water bottle.
Well, wasn't she messing with the guy or something like that?
That's what I'm saying. It's more to the story that we don't know. I think they mad really because she did that GoFundMe. That's what it is.
Girl, can't no woman whoop no man. You better leave these men alone. Leave these men alone.
Yeah, I think so too. So Carla, introduce yourself. Even though I said it, you didn't get to introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm Carla. I've been knowing Rashonda for some years now, and we met each other through nursing at a nursing home in Claremont, and we became good friends that way. And I know Shanae the same way at the same nursing home.
Right.
And I've been an LVN since 99. Since 1999 I've been an LVN. So long time. Time for me to retire. No, I'm just playing.
Me too, Shanae. I mean, me too, Carla. Me too. I feel the same way. Okay, so we gonna get into the next topic that everybody, y'all know I've been talking about this. P. Diddy, he dropped the case with the other co-owner of Deleon. So now they came to a settlement. So now he's not the co-owner of Deleon no more. I didn't even know until that this case came out that he wasn't even the owner of Ciroc. I always thought he owned Ciroc too, but he didn't. He was just a promoter for Ciroc. First of all, did y'all know that he didn't own Ciroc?
I didn't. I thought he owned it.
Yeah.
You thought he owned it too, huh, Shanae?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't own Ciroc. They was paying him like millions of dollars to promote Ciroc, but he was co-owner of the Deleon.
He was never a co-owner at all of Ciroc?
Nope, girl. He was only a promoter for that.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Well, you would never know the way he was promoting.
Exactly. That's the kind of promotion you need. They were paying him good because I thought Ciroc was his. So some people was like, who even buys Ciroc and all that? I still drink. I love Ciroc. Like, that's one of my favorite drinks, vodkas. I still drink it, but maybe it's gonna go on sale now. Maybe it's about to go on sale. So everything that's been going on with him, it's like when it rains, it falls. But I think this was a good move for him. Hi, Tia. Because with him getting all these lawsuits and stuff, they could have came after the Deleon too. So it was better for him to part ways with his portion of it because they could have went after that Deleon too.
What is the Deleon? Because I don't know. I don't follow
Deleon is the tequila. Now he was
you know I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. So you gotta let me know.
Girl, my mama over here dying at you, Carla.
Tell Evangelist Wells I said, hey.
She said hi.
Sweetheart.
She said hi, sweetheart.
I said, hey, Evangelist.
Yeah, that's the tequila that he was part owner of. So he was the promoter of Ciroc, but he was part owner of the Deleon. So he just settled out of court with Deleon. And so I guess they paid him out.
Oh, okay.
So that was that. I said, well, I mean, you know, people be saying like it give people a couple of months and they'll forgive you and forget about all the stuff you did. Like his is still going strong.
Well, at least he got paid because Kanye didn't get paid when he lost his Adidas deal. I don't think he got paid anything.
No, he didn't get paid. But remember, Kanye West low-key wanted to get out of them contracts so he could do his own thing because they lost a lot of money too doing that because he is the one who made the Yeezys and, you know, put the shoe together and all that.
Right.
So, and they made a lot of money off them Yeezys. Just think how much money they made off of that.
Right.
And so y'all parting ways with him was a huge mistake.
Right. So
it's just because he talked about the Jewish Huh?
I said he was wilding though. They had to do something.
He was
wilding, but going off on all them rants.
He was, but he still do that now. My thing is, he was wilding out, but they didn't do nothing until he started talking about the Jewish community.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. But they don't have that same energy when it comes to the Christians. Like we said last week, look at Lil Nas X taking all that communion and then pouring it down his mouth and drinking the wine and stuff. Nobody, I mean, the people on the internet was going in on him, but wasn't nobody else. He not getting blackballed for that.
Right.
So it's just different when it comes to that. So, but Diddy, I think it's just what he did. Everybody was on Cassie's side, and then with that psychic lady coming out saying he's behind Kim Porter's death allegedly, everybody they not here for it. They like nope. So okay, this is another one. Hold on, y'all. So I'm gonna let y'all see this. Hold on. This kind of ties into what we was talking about.
I didn't know she was being charged.
Yeah, she's been. So this is a story about a student in St. Louis. The backstory to it. It's a student in St. Louis. She told her teacher that she needed to go get her backpack because she felt her having a seizure coming on. And the teacher wouldn't let her go get her backpack with her medication in. So she beat the teacher up. After she beat the teacher up, which y'all can see in there, she ended up having a seizure. So, you know, when people can, we know people can feel when them seizures be coming on. Like you can
that
feel
aura.
Mm-hmm. So she was telling the teacher that, and the teacher wouldn't let her. So now they charging her.
They charging who? You said the teacher?
They charging the student.
Oh, for fighting the teacher.
For fighting the teacher. But it's like that one. How do y'all feel about that one? Because I feel like that one is kind of messed up. Like she telling you that she feels herself about to have a seizure, you not letting her get to her medication. I mean, it's not right that she beat you up like that, but what are you supposed to do? And then you seen a girl literally have a seizure after that. How do y'all feel about that?
That was messed up because she did have a seizure after that. Well, I think even in schools, though, I mean, unless where she come from is different, like the medications are kept in the nurse's office, and
maybe not.
So maybe it was a misunderstanding with the teacher, knowing that you guys are not supposed to carry medication and all of that, and who knows what it is that you're taking. Maybe she was just being cautious, of that. It could have been anything that she was taking, and maybe she was just trying to refer her to the proper channels. If you're going to be taking something, it should be going through the nurse rather than you be taking anything. But who knows? Like, we don't know why that teacher stopped her from taking the medication either. Like, we don't know.
That's what I said. I wonder.
Know is the teacher stopped her.
Right.
But I mean, do y'all know? I don't know if it's different in different
states. Yeah,
different states if it's different. But from what I know, is medications are kept in the nurse's
right. Mm-hmm. Like Shanae said, I think, like you said, all medication should be kept, at the nurses in the nurse's office. But I don't feel like the student should have beat up the teacher. I feel she should have just got up and walked out, if anything. Just walk out, and then the teacher, I can see. Just walk out the class, instead of just beating up the teacher. So, it's not right on both parts. You know what I'm saying? It's not right on both parts. But these kids are out of control too.
Yeah,
a lot of these kids. A lot of stuff we be seeing on the internet. These kids beating up these teachers. Maybe that's why I'm a nurse.
Well, shoot,
and not a teacher, okay?
The patients is beating up the nurses. So, shoot, what's the difference?
Girl,
the patients is beating up the nurses. So it ain't nothing different about that. It's just that it's kids.
Yeah, we don't even really have rights. Like, we're not. We don't have rights when it comes to patients.
Hey, Sharon. So y'all feel like that the student was basically wrong.
Yeah,
I think it's both. It's on both ends to me, both. And I get it that she probably, like you said, she probably had an aura and she felt that she's going to have a seizure. And I felt she should have just walked out, instead of fighting the teacher.
But maybe with seizure medication, they could keep that on them, because that's not. If you feel it coming on, what if you like? Oh, I need to go to the nurse, and it's too late.
But seizure medication don't work like that. Like, you take your medication.
Yeah, that is true.
Morning and then in the afternoon. It's not when you feel an aura. No, it's prescribed to take daily or twice a day, 2-3 times a day.
Right.
Not,
but you still can feel them coming on.
At that time, if you say, like, if she said she felt the aura, she beat the teacher up, and then she had a seizure. Well, if she had taken her medication, like, would that medication have changed the fact of her having a seizure that fast? Say within 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's true, because her fighting probably really brought it on her fighting.
That's what I was gonna say, because if her levels was low,
that's a possibility.
They probably been low, her levels, if that's the case, or high. So they probably she probably needs some blood work.
She been non-compliant.
She probably need that dilantin level.
Right.
Exactly. She definitely needed that last level. She need her levels checked, but she shouldn't have been having to see she didn't begin with. So something is off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so well, we'll see what she get charged with. I'm gonna try to keep up with that one. So that was my three hot topics I wanted to talk about. So then we'll get into the nursing
Well,
topics.
she being charged with assault and battery. What you think she being charged with?
No, I'm gonna see if it really goes through. Because if I
Oh.
was her mom or something, I would not know. Y'all not about to charge my daughter. Like that's not fair.
It's on video. Like all the proof is there. She beat that lady bad.
She did beat her up, but kick her out of. I mean, kick her out of school or something. I don't think she should get charged.
Mm-mm. But what if she do it again? If she ain't learned her lesson. You can't just go around beating up people
I
because your
think the next
dilantin
time
level low. That's not my fault. Your dilantin level low. I ain't got nothing to do. Or your Tegretol level low. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
oh my gosh. I don't know then. I just feel like
It's like, but we don't know the whole story. You know,
Right.
we don't
yeah.
know
Right.
how
Okay,
she
so let's get
needed to
into
take
some of the
it,
nursing
what
stuff.
she
So,
started.
well, we already said how long everybody. Shanae, did you say how long you been a nurse?
No, I've been a nurse, what, for like 17 years, I think. I started as a CNA, but I've been licensed since, let's see, like 2008. 2008. No.
Okay, and so, and Carla, you said since 2000, I mean, 1999.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you guys' specialty? Like, what is the favorite area in nursing that you guys like?
Whoever pays you to no, just play.
See, Carla, that's why. That's why they talk about us now.
Well, you know what? I don't have because I haven't really worked in a lot of areas because I've been a sniff nurse for so long. A sniff nurse means long term for the people that's online, long term care, older people. So I've done that for so long, but I've done I've done internal med, and then I have done like flu and COVID clinic. I don't have really a special, you know, it's all to me, it's all the same actually. It's to me, it's just all the same. But I like working with geriatrics, and also I've been in management. And management is hard. It's hard, but I learned the other side of what we didn't see on the floor.
On the
So I learned the management part of it, and now I get the numbers, and then I get staffing. I get how they have budgets and things like that. So, but management was good. I learned a lot in management. Um, do I want to be another manager? I don't know. It's hard work. I'm a floor nurse. I like being on the floor, but maybe in a different position as management, not the one that I was in before, which is staff developer. And then I did it during COVID, so it was
Oh yeah, that was the
it was
worst time to
it
do
was
it.
yeah, so it was tough doing that because a lot of people had COVID, the patients, the staff, and it was so hard to staff. So that made it a more challenging experience for me. So, but like I said, I learned a lot, on, on the on the manager side also.
Mhm.
So I can speak from both sides on the floor and also from a management perspective.
Okay, same here. I've done long term sniff. I'm currently in mental health. I love mental health. Um, I would definitely prefer mental health over a long term setting, a convalescent home. Although I do like geriatrics, and I'll get to why, but I've done management too. I've been a director of staff development. I don't really care for management because all the politics that comes along with it.
Mhm.
And I had a really bad experience when I got that job. It was a promotion for me, and I was new to it and everything, but I also didn't have the support that I needed because they didn't have a nursing consultant in court or director of staff development consultant at the time when they hired me. So I didn't have like a leader, anybody to show me what needed to be done or how it should be ran. But overall, from what I was told, I did pretty well, but also it was like a smaller facility. And I felt like they had me doing a lot more than what my job description said. And it was many times where I felt like I was schooling the DON. Like I was doing her work and like schooling her. So, sometimes they just have people in there as just placeholders.
Fillers.
Like, they don't really know what they're doing. And so I dealt with that, and it sucks because I had been with the company for like probably about 8 years before I got the promotion. And after taking that job, I was only in that position for like a year and a half, and I hated going to work. So that was the reason why I actually ended up quitting that job. It too, dealing with people and all the different personalities, dealing with the staff members and all that. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So I was like, no, y'all can keep this. I'm out. So I left there and went to where I'm at now. And I've been where I'm at now for 6.5 years now, going on 7 years in April. But I've been in mental health for a long time, since I've been licensed as an LVN. Working in the long-term setting, like I said, I was a CNA before. And I ended up getting my license, and I did work as a licensed nurse on the floor in one of those settings. I just think that the patient to staff ratio is too high in those settings.
It's too high. And they want too much.
I feel it's
and
too
they want too
high
much
to
out of
actually
you.
deliver like quality care
Yeah.
to the patients.
Right.
And like, I take a lot of pride in my work, and when I do it right. So I want to do it right. And in those places, you got to like cut a lot of corners to get the job done.
Right.
So for that reason, that's why they expect too much out of the LVN in those type settings. So that's why I prefer not to be in those kind of settings anymore.
Right.
I would say for long-term care too. I was in that for a long time too, and I actually like geriatrics too. But the politics behind it, that's what I hated. Like we said, the nurse to patient ratio is ridiculous, and then depending on what shift you work, it's just they expect too much out of you, and then they don't want to pay you nothing, and then you have so much on your plate. You got to deal with the patients, you got to deal with the doctors, you got to deal with the families, you over the CNAs, physical therapy coming up to, like, you have too much on your plate. And then in 8 hours, then they tell you, oh, you need to clock out at your time that you're supposed to clock out, but then really want you to still finish your work. So it's basically like they want you to work off the clock. No, I'm not about to do
free.
that.
Yeah, I'm not working for free. No.
I'm not about to work off the clock at all. So that's
exactly.
I don't like the politics behind
your lunch break is you got to do blood sugar. Then
right.
It's time for the second med pass. What you mean? How?
That's why I like working night shift. That's why I like working night shift. Because I'm like,
day shift is hectic because you got the 2 med passes, and then everybody's in and out. You got physical therapy, OT.
You don't got nobody. Yeah, you don't got
coming
nobody there.
Labs, and all of that to report. Don't get a change of condition, because that didn't ruin your whole day.
Right.
Yeah, night shift. Night shift was better. It's just trying to stay awake. That would be the part. So I did it as long as I could until I literally couldn't sleep no more. When I got off, I would have bad headaches and all kind of stuff. And just like I said, I left long-term care and then started traveling nursing. But it was just, I couldn't take long-term care no more. I was like, I just can't do this. Like, I have to do something else. And I was scared to do it because I was just like, dang, I never really knew LVNs could do travel nursing. And then I was like, and once I did it, I was like, I don't know why I didn't do this before. Like, it was, I tried. And then, I was telling all my friends, like, y'all need to do this too.
Right.
Like, okay, so that's what I said. What was your favorite shift? Mine was actually night shift. That was my favorite shift. What was your favorite shift, Carla?
Not
What about Janae?
I've always been a day shift person. Get in there, get it done, get out of there.
Yeah, that was.
I can't stay up at night. I would tell them, like, don't even call me for night shift, because I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing
And that's why I
I
used to
like
be
my
saying they
sleep.
needed to put some respect on night shift because nobody wants to work night shift, but they always say night shift don't do nothing. Like, but y'all can't even stay awake and do it. So don't worry about what we doing. We
Right.
doing everything that we're supposed to be doing.
That's a job in itself.
Right. Yeah. Knock shift.
That's a
That was
job
my
in
shift.
itself.
Right. No supervisors, just you and
No.
that other nurse, your CNAs, and then to me, I think knock shift as a nurse made me stronger because that made you more independent. You
Yep, you
know,
was way
yeah,
independent.
Sure.
because you had to be more independent. You had the other your counterpart, but you still had to critical think on your own. You know,
Hmm.
as far as if something happened to the patient and stuff like that. So,
It's true.
but I work all shifts, but my shift was knock shift. That's my shift.
Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
shift.
What's your
Okay,
shift
so
now, brother?
have you guys ever been falsely accused at anything, not just saying at a nursing home, but at any nursing job? Have you been falsely accused and fired or anything for something that you didn't do?
No, not me.
Girl, when I was a CNA, you know I was a CNA, and the lady had got her blood drawn, and then the son came in and said I hit his mother with a brush. Girl, I was like, oh my God, they suspended me for 3 days. Um, they had to do an investigation and come to find out this lady had got her blood drawn, knowing I hit this lady with no brush. I was like, and then that stuff,
Wow.
that's to me, that's like an attack on your character. Like I'm
Hmm.
not gonna hit your mom or your father or your loved one because I don't want nobody to do that to my mom or my dad, you know. So no. So that was like my first CNA job, and it was just so I'm like, oh wow, you know, it's like,
Is that
oh
what they
man.
doing?
So the mother was like bruised, like he saw a
She
bruise
had a
and knew that
bruise. She had a bruise on her hand, but she had got her blood drawn. You know how they be drawing your blood on, on your hands and stuff. They can't get it nowhere else. They try to get it with the little butterfly, on your hand. And
Hmm.
she had got bruised, girl. Yeah. So I was like, I don't like that kind of stuff.
I remember one time I had got accused, but I remember it was really because they wanted, when new management come in, they want to bring all their nurses with them too. So
Right.
they'll just be on you until they can find you, get something to fire you for. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember I always did rounds with that every shift that come on with me, y'all doing rounds with me, the charge nurse, like, cause y'all
Right.
not about to wait till I leave and then say, oh, this patient was like this, and it was like, no, or a patient is deceased or something. Like, we're going room to look at each patient so y'all can see that this patient is alive. I'm giving you a full report on everything. And I remember I did that in especially with one of our DONs I work with. I won't say his name, but he was really an advocate of that. Like, y'all got to do rounds. So that was just instilled in me after that. And I remember I had did my rounds, and then with the charge nurse, and then I went home. They called me and was like, "Oh, they doing a full investigation." They literally fired the whole knock shift,
Oh
like
wow.
the RN, the LVN, the CNAs, everybody got fired. I'm like, how did I get put into this? And they was like, oh, well, the patient had BM in their mouth. I
Oh
said,
wow.
how would I know that? Like,
Right.
how would
Right.
I know
Right.
that a patient had
and they
BM in their
know.
mouth? And they was like, if you would have did your rounds, I did do my rounds. We don't make the patients open their mouth and they sleep. How would I
Right.
know that a patient had BM in their mouth? Like, how? But that was a way to get me up out of there, and that was my first time getting fired. And that's when I found out California was an at-will state because I tried to sue them. Like, come on, this can't even be real that I got fired because something that I had no part of. And that's when they was like, California's an at-will state; they could fire you for anything. And that's when I was like, they being wanted all of us out of there, anyways. So that was the only time I ever got falsely accused, but that was enough for me. I'm like, you know
Remember when
what?
when we all worked at the same place and they brought those that new administrator in and he was brought in the DON. They had got rid of the DON. He brought in that DON and they was like messing with everybody,
That's
messing
what
with
I'm
all
saying.
the black people.
That's what they do when the DON or administrator come in. They bring that they got their own people that they want, and that's fine. But don't try to get rid of me for nothing, because that's all the DONs do. That they have their whole own crew that they work with, and they get rid of everybody
It
else.
was that Filipino lady, and they was messing with all the black people. I'm like, don't come for me, because I'm gonna be able to cover myself. But they was like calling people, like writing people up left and right. I had never experienced anything like that before. And they called me in the office a couple of times, trying to write me up, but it couldn't stick. It couldn't stick because I covered myself too well. There's no way, and it never went down. And me and her had beef.
But when it be like that, it be almost better for you to leave. I remember I got into it with a DON before, and she was black. She hated my guts, and I really did not know why. Like, I literally didn't understand. Oh, Juanita says there a union for nurses to help advocate for situations and such. They have nursing unions, but they don't. It don't barely help you.
Mm-hmm.
It barely help you.
Well, I use union. I'm sorry. I use union a couple times when they try to let me go at the villa, you know. And I said, "Oh, he's like a lawyer, you know. He came in and helped me." I thought he's a lawyer, but he was just a union rep, because they be trying to falsely, like you said, falsely fire you for maybe something that the patient said, you know, because the patient
on what place. But
right.
Country Villa, I never had to use the union rep or nothing, so I guess that's why. But when I was at the other one, it was another Country Villa I worked at, and it was the DON, and she just did not like me. Like, it's nothing I did to her or nothing. I even had asked her, like, did I do something to you, or do you know somebody in my family? Did they do something to you? Because I'm trying to understand why you don't like me, and I don't even know you. She's black too, so when we get black people, you would think we gonna work together, but in nursing, I swear to God, that's
look at Sinead.
Blacks is the worst, and I would say that. Like, the black people be the worst. It's the African Americans, not the Africans. The Africans are where we the only ones that fight against each other, because the Africans stay together. The Filipinos, the Hispanics, it be only us. So I'm thinking like, oh, she come in, it's a black DON, and we gonna be cool. She hated me. But she was on me so hard. I was just like, you know what? I'm about to quit. And I remember, what was her name? The administrator, the black administrator lady. I know y'all
the
know
one
her.
with the bald head.
Yes.
I forgot her name.
I forgot her name too. And I told her, I was like, I'm leaving. Like, I don't have to deal with this. Like, I've never did nothing to this lady. She was like, no, Rashonda, you one of our best nurses. Like, we don't want you to leave. And I was like, you don't want me to leave, but she do. And she making it to where I am, because I'm about to act out of character. Like, the Pomona Rashonda is about to come out. Like, I can't take it no more. So she was like, well, just come to my office and we'll talk it out. So we get in there. I'm already mad. I'm sleepy, being off a knock shift. And she was like, tell her why you don't like her. Girl, I went off of her so hard. Even the administrator just was looking. She wanted to laugh, but she was kind of messy too. She wanted to laugh, but she didn't. And then the DON was like, this is, do I have to even answer to somebody like her? I was like, what? Somebody like me? Who is somebody like me? Girl, after that, the administrator was like, we're trying to just take a couple of days off. We'll pay you. Just, you got to cool off. I said, I told you, that's why you should just let me quit. But they ended up getting rid of the administrator. When they got rid of her, I knew my days was numbered. I was like, let me start looking for another job, because I knew the DON was going to be on me. And that's exactly what she did. It was like a month. I was gone.
I know who you're talking about.
But okay, let me get to some of this stuff, because there's some other videos I want to talk about. Okay, y'all, I don't know if y'all seen, but it was a CNA that was sentenced to 25 years for assault on a 75-year-old dementia patient, that later died. The patient didn't die right away. He died like a month or so later. So the CNA was fighting the patient over some gloves, and ended up pushing the patient down on the ground, and the man broke his hip, and he died like a month or so later. And they sentenced her to 25 years in jail. Do y'all think that was an appropriate sentence for the lady, or do you think it's kind of harsh? with being with us, you all know you all have worked with dementia patients. So how do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think that that sentence was too harsh?
I think so. Because, them working with dementia patients is not easy,
It's not.
because they could be the sweetest and then they can be the meanest, angriest patients. I don't know if she should have just fought over the glove. She probably should have just let the patient. Because when you're working with them, you have to come back.
Redirect. You got to
Yeah, you have to
redirect them.
redirect. You have to say, okay, I'll come back later. Anything. You have to do something to get their mind off of whatever they're going through at the time. So she should have just came back and got the glove, or somebody else brought another CNA or a charge nurse in, and then try to get the glove from the patient. If it was so, if it was that important for her to take the glove, but. Like you said, you have to redirect them. Eventually, 10 minutes later, they'll be thinking about something else.
Yeah, so it's like,
right.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Shanae?
I do think it's a harsh sentence, but again, I don't know the whole story. That person died because of that. Maybe she didn't have the proper training to deal with patients with dementia. Maybe she didn't know everything that Carla just said. We know that, we know that, you have to use crisis communication skills and you got to do redirection and all of that and positive reinforcement. But she's a CNA. Like, she may not have known all of that. Like, we've had
but
training.
that's why they need
they have the same training. And no, I mean,
yeah.
like I said, nurses get beat up by patients all the time. You know what I'm saying? And you have to refrain from acting on that. Like, you have to be able to control yourself. A lot of times it is hard to just walk away. Clearly, she couldn't do that. So I think that is a harsh. I mean, did she intentionally mean to kill the man?
No, I don't know,
I mean,
because he died afterwards, after a month or so after he broke his hip. So that's when he passed away. I think that it was a little intense, but I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to working with dementia patients. Most of the time, I think they should have more training for people that's going to deal with them. But like we said, when you work in them convalescent homes and those SNFs, they don't give you no training or nothing. They just put you out there, and they don't really know how to deal with it. Not saying that is right at all. Okay, so another one is 2 nurses that have been charged with removing quantities of fentanyl, the liquid form, and replacing it with saline. One did it to a patient that was in ICU, and the other nurse did it to a patient that was about to have surgery. So how do you feel about that? They said that they was only facing 10 years. So you have a patient that needs fentanyl, and y'all replacing it with normal saline.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about that?
They should have got 25 years. Why you playing with somebody going to surgery? You don't do that. That's unethical. That's not good, proper nursing. That's unethical. And then no, you should go to jail for that, and not just 10 years. That's like they going underneath the knife or having surgery, and then they don't have no anesthesia, no nothing. No.
So
no.
one was going in for surgery. What you say, Shanae? I can't barely hear you.
LVNs or RNs?
RNs.
And it's just so, I don't know. I think that nurses that have drug problems should, like, you can always say, oh, I got a drug problem, and they're supposed to put you in rehab or something. But stuff like that, it's like, come on now, like.
That's not. You can't even think. It's like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That don't even make sense.
I remember when they had told us that my niece said they should have been charged with torture. They should, because if you in ICU or going to surgery, you need that. Like,
you definitely do.
Just think how many people, when they go to the hospital and they parents be like, I don't feel like they gave me nothing. They didn't give me nothing. And you know, we be like, no, they did give it to you. But now
Right.
we seeing like, hell yeah, you was getting normal saline.
Right. You getting that NS, that half NS.
And that is so wrong. So yeah, that's another one I feel like they should really be charged with something. I remember when they first had told us about fentanyl, and I remember, you know how we put the fentanyl patches on, and I remember the pharmacist came and was like, "Oh, y'all got to start when you take your fentanyl patches off your patients, you have to start giving it to the DON." And I'm like, "Why?"
Right.
Yeah, this is like back in the early 2000s, and I was like, "Why?" Like maybe like 2010 or something. And I'm like, why? And they was like, because nurses are overdosing on it. And I'm like, how? Like, I really was confused at this. And they was like, well, where they're taking them off and putting them all over their bodies and they're overdosing on them. And so I'm like, how are they able to overdose on those fentanyl patches? Like, I didn't understand it. And they was like, because it's still 60% on the fentanyl patches. Yeah, like it's still it. And I was like, so if it's still 60% effective, why are we taking it off the patient?
Right.
And he was like, because it should be 100%. So
Right.
you know, take it off those every 72 hours. So I'm like, well, how are they ODing? Okay, they putting it on. Where else are they doing? And he was like, they was literally scraping it off. And y'all know how those fentanyl patches look. When you
Right.
take it off the patient, all them skin cells and
Mhm.
hair and all that.
Right.
He said that they was taking it off. Some would scrape it off, put it on their cigarette. Some was chewing it up. Just
That's
think taking
gross.
that fentanyl patch off of somebody and chewing it in your mouth.
Mm-mm. That's gross.
I never heard
And
that.
I was just like, okay. So after that, we have to start giving the fentanyl. That's when I started seeing fentanyl was like something big, but it hadn't hit the streets yet. Like
Right.
it literally hadn't hit the streets how it did now. And that's why I be telling people now with that fentanyl, I was like, the amount that we give our patients ain't nothing compared to what they doing on the streets. Like
Right.
y'all don't need that much. Y'all, like if you're a drug dealer, why do you want to kill your patient? You don't want them to come back.
Right. That stuff's potent. Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I feel like those nurses, they should. Well, I'm pretty sure. I wonder, did they? Well, they gotta lose their license if they.
That's what I was gonna say. They shouldn't be ever. To me, that you shouldn't be able to get your license back.
At all.
No. You can go do classes and classes, but I don't think you should be able to get your license back. That's
I
just
don't think
that's just me.
I don't think you
So.
should either. Okay, so another one was a full-time nurse. She breaks down crying, saying about her financial struggles and how she has to live paycheck to paycheck, and she don't feel like nurses should have to live like that. Do you guys agree with this nurse?
Girl, yeah, I live paycheck to paycheck.
Try to get up.
Well, to me, I feel what she's saying. Maybe she feel like she's underpaid, and I believe really nurses are underpaid, especially in nursing home. They're very underpaid for the amount of work and the responsibility that we have in the nursing home. In the nursing home, it's just it's overwhelming, and the nurses are. And not to say that money is going to make it better, but it will make it a little easier. You know, you can get a little bit more money. But I feel I get where she's coming from. You know, because where I'm working at now, they say that they're underpaid. You know, and you know where I'm working at right now or something. So if you're not going through the registry or whatever, they're underpaid. You have good benefits, which is good, but your pay is bottom scale, you know, for the license that you have. That's just me. So I feel and I can understand, you know, what she's talking about. Because I know one person that's working for a registry right now that's making $25 an hour, and you've been working for that registry for and your licensed nurse. Yeah.
She might as well go work at McDonald's or something. They making $25.
Right. And they said she was capped out.
Why is she still there?
Why? I was just about to say why.
I don't get it. That's what the CNAs are making now.
That's
Mm-hmm.
CNA's making more than that, and this is
Right.
through registry. What kind of registry is this?
So
This is no.
start with
She
an M.
I feel like nurses should be paid more too. It don't matter. It started from the CNAs all the way up. Like
Right.
they really are underpaid, and I don't feel that's right. How often are y'all getting paid? It depends on where you work at. Registry, you get paid every week. Most other jobs, you get paid probably like 2 times a month or
Mm-hmm.
every other week. I don't
every
know.
2
Shoot,
weeks.
I've been
I think
registry
the
so
government
long.
jobs are monthly.
How much? How often,
Just
Shanae?
I think the government jobs are monthly, but most other
Oh,
places are
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks.
Yeah, like the state jobs, they're monthly. Mm-hmm. But they
and
said if
then
you do overtime, you would get paid. Because one of my friends works for the state. So, but if she do overtime, she get paid. She get a check on the 15th. But they do that'll be her overtime check. But they are paid monthly. Yeah, just once a month.
I
Mm-hmm.
do feel like nurses should literally be paid more. Like nurses should be paid a lot more. Okay, this was another one that I wanted to talk about. How do you guys feel about that visiting nurse that was found unalive because she did the home health care and she was working? They sent her to a halfway house, and the patient that she had was a known sex offender that had killed people up and
He
everything.
got out of jail not too long
Yeah, he
ago.
was out of jail. This is what I don't like about it. These companies, they'll take anybody for the money. It don't matter what they records say and all that. Y'all know how it works. It's all about the money. So whatever they was paying, they didn't care about their nurse and still sent their nurse out there to a person that already had priors. How do y'all feel about that?
Now I wonder if they make her aware of the situation. Because I probably would have said no if she was
Exactly.
aware of
Well,
the
why would you even
situation.
take
Research,
that kind
but
of
we don't know.
patient in the
Did
first
they
place to
brief
put
her
any
on what
nurse
was
out
going
there?
on, or what kind of
Right.
setting they was sending her into? Yeah, that's a tough one. I heard about that case, and it's sad. Like they do need to prep. I mean, sending her to that type of setting, I feel like they should have sent someone with her, not send her in there
Or
Right.
sent
alone.
a man, or sent a male nurse,
Or a male nurse. Like you
or
have to like
a buddy system,
really
something.
evaluate like the situation, and like you said, like they don't, like they send you to these places just all about the money. You don't know what you're walking into.
Right.
That's why
They
I
don't
did
brief
home
you
health
or
care for a
anything.
little bit, and after that, I was like, nope. You walk into people's house and you walk in and be like, where am I at? Like
Right.
it's disgusting. Like it's just no, I'm not gonna do it. And I feel like that family, they are taking action behind that. But that family needs to really be paid because that they should have never took that case in the first place.
So what you said? Because I didn't hear about that. You said she was raped and he killed
No,
her.
that's why he was in jail because he raped and
He was a
taking
sex
people's
offender.
lives and all that stuff.
He was a sex offender, and he had recently got out of jail too.
Hmm.
And I don't know why he needed services.
That's
I
what
don't
I
know,
was
because he
wondering.
wasn't like old. He wasn't
They
like an
said it
older
was for
man.
psych. They put psych in the
Oh, psych.
they'll say psych for anything.
Right.
When it
I
really
don't
be
know why he
somebody
needed
that's
them.
crazy, it'd be like, no, they should not have those services. Like if they need services, they probably need to go inside of a medical facility. Like
Right.
nobody should have to come to a house setting where they're able to lose their life because of a person like this. And that lady was 65 years old. She was just doing that on the side. There it goes again. She was a nurse for so long.
I
She
think
was
he
a
was
retired nurse doing
retired
this on,
too.
and you still got to work to have money on the side.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm. So the man killed her. So that's what it was. So the man killed her.
Yeah,
Mm.
he
Well, he had
negligent
did
her.
that prior. That's
Went in
why he
there and
was in
never
jail
came back. He
also.
had her like in the basement or something.
Yeah, that's why he was in jail too. Negligence on the job in the facility. Yeah, they are. They are. And this is my last video I wanted to show y'all because I wanted to know how y'all feel about this video. So just watch it.
Let me explain. Okay, I'm explaining. Just answer my question. So you gave her Ativan, even though the doctor prescribed you guys not to give her Ativan. I was not aware that.
You was not aware, but wasn't on the notes though.
I didn't see.
Oh,
that.
you didn't see the notes when you gave her the medication.
There's no orders that says do not give Ativan.
It wasn't on there at all.
Correct.
That's okay. So why did you give her Ativan when I told you not to take it off and she wasn't violent at all? So why would you give her Ativan if she's not violent?
I will
She was-
gladly talk to him because I
Okay,
He was the nurse, and he was trying to respond, and we were all here when he.
Okay, but she wasn't violent though.
Let him talk.
She wasn't
to you.
violent though.
Let him
Okay.
explain to you.
So-
Let him explain.
Okay, because you're not helping at all.
So when people get emotional like that, we give them something to help calm them down.
Yeah,
In this
but that's a
case-
psych med. Ativan is psych, which means going crazy. She was not going crazy. She was not. Her eyes are open.
Right.
She can't even close her eyes right now.
So
How you think? And he had the light. He had the light bright in her eyes right here.
Hey. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. Hey, can I, in 1 second, can I just show you? I'll give you some time, okay? I'll give you some time. You can have a seat if you want, all right?
I told you not to give it to her, bro.
Hey.
Sadly, 12 hours after they gave her the Ativan, she passed away. I knew it was going to happen. The doctors and nurses, they didn't care. They didn't treat her well. I told them not to give her the Ativan, but they still gave it to her. I mean, that last shot is what did it. So, I'll just ask you guys if you can please help me with the funeral. I don't do this at all. This is my last resort. I'm just trying to come up with $2,500 so I can give her what she deserves. The best funeral. You don't even have to donate. Just watch the video, and the proceeds, I'll put it all for the funeral. Thank you to my TikTok family.
Okay, so let me read his caption. It says 5 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, and sadly, it came back recently. So she went to the hospital for treatment, and every time she would cry because the pain was because of the pain. So this hospital kept giving her Ativan, which is a psych med. She had a bad reaction every time they gave it to her. So I myself told the doctor and nurses not to give it to her. The doctor took it off, and she's doing well. Sadly, this nurse without a soul see my mom as emotional. So he gave her the Ativan again without me or my family's permission. I came in infuriated because of what I told them before. 12 hours later, my mom went into shock and had a stroke. She didn't make it. The hospital could have prevented this if they would have listened. They aren't doing anything, and now I have to plan my mom's funeral. How do y'all feel about this? Well, let me go first. First of all, Ativan ain't gonna, unless she's allergic to the Ativan. But y'all know Ativan is not about to kill nobody.
Right.
Second of all, a nurse cannot give anything without a doctor's order. So I'm trying to figure out, why is he blaming the nurse? Like, if your mom had breast cancer, she should have probably been on hospice. So that's a part of palliative care. They giving Ativan, they giving morphine, all that to just keep them calm. It don't have nothing to do with being belligerent or anything like that. I feel like he didn't have enough knowledge about Ativan. If the mama was allergic, like I said before, I think that it shouldn't even been on her chart, or that should have been in a allergy section, bright as day. How do y'all feel about it?
I feel because when my mom was in the hospital before she died, it was certain medication we didn't like her to have either, as far as pain medication, because that would make her incoherent. But at the same time, she was in pain. So we tried to have the best solution for her, but if a family member do say don't give it to them, they shouldn't give that patient the medication. And especially if the patient is incoherent and can't make decisions for themselves, and the family sees the change, I feel that no, that he shouldn't have gave that medication. That's
But
just
it
what I
shouldn't even
feel.
be on the. It shouldn't be on the doctor's orders no more. Then
No, it shouldn't be on there. But like you said, but I don't think that the Ativan killed her. She may have had a reaction, but I don't think that it killed her. So like she had breast cancer. So maybe that's
yeah.
pretty much probably what took her out was the breast cancer. But I feel his part too, as far as
Mhm.
that makes her have a reaction. Like my dad. My dad takes medication. He can't take a lot of heavy narcotics because it makes him cuckoo, So I don't try to give him a lot of heavy narcotics. It would just takes him to a whole nother level. So, but I get his part, but I also get the nursing part. And
Mhm.
if it wasn't on the doctor's order, he made a med error, pretty much. So, but it must have been on there because she still had it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That part don't
Right.
make sense to me. How do you feel about it, Shanae?
Um, I feel like the nurse was probably just following doctor's orders. It's not really on the nurse. Would the Ativan cause a stroke? No, it's not going to cause a stroke. Um, could too much Ativan kill someone? Yes, right. We know that it could kill someone, but if she died from a stroke, I don't think the Ativan caused a stroke. I don't
And not
know.
12 hours later, after a dose of Ativan, ain't gonna kill you 12 hours
Oh,
later.
no, not 12 hours later. And then two, I mean, she had cancer. I don't know what stage she was in. I mean, was she already dying? I don't know how severe the cancer was either. So
It
I
had
don't
to
know.
been. It probably had to been bad because he said she kept going to the hospital, diagnosed with breast cancer, and it
Yeah.
came back. So who knows? But that's my thing. I just feel like but like again, they blaming everything on the nurse. Like if y'all didn't want your mom to have that Ativan, you should have told the doctor to even just take that off the orders. Because if y'all not there and they see that the patient looks agitated or something, the nurse is going to give the Ativan.
Right.
That's what the
Like
order
it's like
says.
we can't even use our nursing judgment anymore. And I feel like sometimes if with families, even though I can see both sides, but if you don't want your parent to have this and this and that, and you know that they on a deathbed, maybe you should take them home with you because y'all can't blame the nursing staff for doing their job.
Right. But I like you said, I'm on because I've been on that side before,
But
so I
does
get
she have a power of attorney in place though? Like they can't.
It
what.
doesn't
If
say.
there's
He
no
just
power
said
of
that.
attorney in place, like they can't make those decisions anyway.
Yeah, that's true. It don't say. It just said that the family didn't want her to take it. It never said that she said it. And it, but like they
Sometimes
said, if she
doctors
had
just
a,
feel like they know everything. You can't, and it depends on the doctor too. They know everything. You can't tell them anything. There are some doctors, a lot of doctors like that.
mm-hmm,
And I think nurses can use their nursing judgment, but you have to be willing to stick up for yourself and voice your concerns. You work with a lot
right.
of difficult doctors too who don't want to listen. So it's like, are we going to fight this battle, or are we just going to go ahead and do what the doctor said? So it puts the nurse in a difficult situation too.
Yeah, that's why I think a lot of nurses are leaving bedside. Like a lot of nurses, that's why the shortage is like it is now because everything is put on the nurses. Nothing is put on the doctors or anything. Everything is the nurse's fault.
Right. 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 So, and
Because
then
they
like
say
you
you're
said
supposed to use
before,
your clinical nurse judgment
Yeah, you supposed to
and
use your
advocate for the
nursing
patient.
judgment, and they not letting you use your nursing judgment no more though.
right. But you know how, like in a nursing home, how you have a patient that refused medication, but the doctor would say, "Well, still leave it on there. Just keep putting refuse," or but they don't like to remove
They
certain
don't.
medications
They
either.
don't.
You know how they are. They don't like to. Well, just put that the patient refused, or whatever the case may be. Even though this is a PRN, but still, you know how the doctors are. They
Mm-hmm.
like Shanae said, they can be difficult. They the doctors, so we have to follow, what they say, basically. So
Then when she said the biggest lawsuit, OMG, shaking my head, I'm too through. Is there a body cam for the medical professionals, nurses, etc.? That would be a good idea. That would almost be a good idea because a lot of times patients' families come in there and they just be off the chain. Like they really do be off the chain and
right,
telling you what you need to do and all that. That's why I'm like, at some point, you just take your loved one home. Then, if you feel like you could do your job better than me, the job better than me, then take your loved one home then.
Right. Well, I've
So
been on
I
both
don't
sides.
know, like video,
I've been on
no,
both sides, you know. So,
no
but you
video
got a lot of
games
nurses that
because it's
just
just a
don't know
lot
what they're doing.
of
You just
well,
you
yeah.
RNs, you know, you be like, what are you doing? You know, you just have it. Because I know when my mom was in the hospital, I knew if a certain RN was there, I knew she would be okay. You know, because I know she know what she's doing. If it was a young one, and I was like, oh my God, they do not know a lot of stuff when they first come out of school. It's very difficult to trust anyways now to trust and I'm a nurse. It's difficult to trust nurses with your loved ones. If you have to really, really check on them, you have to really be adamant about, you know, their care. You have to be their advocate, really, you know, because
Mhm.
it's just some nurses. It's sad. It's nurses don't care anymore because it's come to that. You know, they don't. Not all nurses, but some nurses still care because I'm one of them. I'm pretty sure you guys are one of them. But it's some nurses out there that just making money and that's it.
hmm
So
Yeah, that's true.
you have to really be advocate for your family. It's sad, but you know, because that's our job is to be the advocate for the patient.
Right.
So yeah, so
Well, do you guys have any last things you want to talk about or say?
so no, this was good conversation. I appreciate you having me on. I wasn't gonna get on, but you know, God let me, the Holy Spirit let me to get on. So I'm just glad that we have an outlet to talk about nursing and just things that go on and just nursing homes and hospitals, just different things that go on. And I appreciate you having me on,
Yeah,
Rozay.
you guys know that
Rozay.
y'all know y'all can come on anytime y'all want to talk about
And,
anything.
so,
So
and I love nursing, you know, but I'm getting to the point to where I don't want to do it anymore.
Mhm.
I'm getting to that point to where, well, I think I'm at that point. After my mom died, I got to that point to where nursing wasn't for it's not for me anymore, you know. So that's where I'm at in my life right now. I do it because I still care, but I do it because it does pay the bills. That's just fact, you know. But my passion for it, I have lost my passion. I'm about 50% with it, you know, because I've been doing it for so long, and you know, but like I said, I still take care of my patients 100%. You know,
Yeah.
wherever I work, uh,
Mhm.
flu shots, nursing home, I still take care of my patients. You know, 100%. I give them all of my attention. You know, and I try to do the best care and be a good advocate for my patients.
Thank you, Carla. And what about you, Shanae?
Um, thanks for having me on, making a feature on your little platform. Um, I think it is a good outlet. It's good to have these different topics that you talk about. We are nurses. We've said a lot. you know, um, we've talked about a lot of experiences we've had as nurses, and nursing is not all bad. Let me
Yeah.
put that here. It's not all bad. I still love nursing a lot. But as a nurse, you have to be able to hold your own. You have to be strong. You have to be strong,
Mhm.
strong minded, strong willed, and you have to be able to speak up for yourself and for your patients
Right,
and what's right, what's ethically right. Because in some of these places, they'll be having, if you don't have a voice, they'll have you doing all kind of stuff.
Sure will.
So you gotta know who you are, what you stand for, and stick by that. This was
Mhm.
cool. This is cool. I've never done one of these before, but I'm
See?
glad I did it. I'm glad I did it.
So you got, I'll
It's
do a
nice
part
to be
two.
able
Y'all tell me, yeah, I'll do a part two and y'all let me know what y'all want to talk about. Like
mhm,
we got just think how many years we've been nurses. We got so much stuff we can talk about. So
right,
I feel like
yeah.
we should be able to talk about this stuff so other people can know. And like I always said before I end, I like nursing, but I would like to do the teaching side now because I actually like helping new nurses because I always say I feel like they don't know nothing. Whenever I was on the floor and they had the student nurses come, I would always tell them they could come with me. I was one of the nurses that didn't mind them coming because
Right.
you know when you get the student nurses, you got to do it by the book. Like, and a lot of
Right.
nurses don't like that. Like, I don't want no students, but I always be like, y'all can come with me because when y'all get on the floor, y'all can't just be going to make up no bed. It ain't about to be that. So when y'all do
Right.
y'all clinicals and rotations, try to get with a nurse, find a nurse that really want to help y'all learn something because y'all gonna be dumb out there. And I've seen a lot of them. So that's why I always would be like, you can come with me because I want you to know when you get on the floor, you'll feel okay at what everything that you're doing. So if I could do anything, I would do teaching. I might need to look into that. I still like the traveling nursing, but I would do teaching because I actually like it.
Right. That's for me too. I would like to do teaching, but as far as floor,
Not the crazy one.
I'm too old now. I've been doing it for 20 plus.
Well, I'm almost.
They need to change their they need to change the laws, especially when it comes to the convalescent home, long-term care settings. That this show is unrealistic. Actually doing it, like working in that setting, it's unrealistic for all the stuff they ask, they expect from you.
Right.
You know, hopefully we see some change soon because I don't feel like those patients are getting quality care that they deserve.
They're not.
And for that reason, that's why I choose not to do it because, like I said, I have too much pride. I take too much pride in what I do. My passion. I love geriatrics, even as a CNA. Like, you know, I took good care of my patients. And and as an LVN, of course, I wanted to stick with that and being in that setting, doing that. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way to be able to do it like it's supposed to be done. So I was like, y'all can keep this. I'm out. But I hope that soon they change the laws for that because, you know, in the ICU, they only have like, 3 patients, max 4 patients.
But that's out here, Shanae, not in the other states.
That's
in
what I'm saying. Like California, like they need to change their laws. I don't know. I don't even know how they be passing survey because
I don't either.
Not. I don't get it. I don't get it. But hopefully we see change soon.
Yeah. So I'll do, like I said, I'll do a part 2 for nursing. And we all can come on, and then we can even have some more of our nursing friends that have specialties or that have other things that they doing that went up the ladder that could talk about everything. So I wanted to thank you guys for coming on to talk with me tonight. And everybody that's watching, make sure you like and subscribe and share. Tell all your friends and stuff. And then I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Let me know if you guys have anything that y'all want to talk about or anything. And like I said, you guys, Shanae and Carla, y'all always welcome to come back whenever y'all want to come back.
When you talk about nursing during COVID, I got a lot to tell. Well, I might get canceled.
Okay, we'll talk about nursing during COVID on our next one. We'll see when all of us can come back. So I'll see y'all next week, okay? Bye, y'all. Bye.